According to Young and the Restless spoilers, Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, might be headed for love, or at the very least, a hookup. When the two first met, there was a clear spark. They literally ran into each other on the CBS soap series recently. Is Saddam only getting started? After her romance with Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, ended, Sally Spectra is now single. She is resentful and believes that Jack was poisoned against her by Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. When it comes to her behavior on Young and the Restless, Sally accepts no accountability. But Sally got back up on her feet. She currently works at Newman Media. Sally doesn't take long to start flirting with her attractive new employer. Adam Newman gives as good as he gets, of course. While running, viewers of Young and the Restless witnessed their adorable banter. The connection between them was also noticed by Elizabeth Hendrickson's character, Chloe Mitchell. How far will Sally and CEO Adam's relationship go? Adam Newman is currently smitten with Sharon Newman, Sharon Case. However, she is devoted to her spouse, and he acknowledges that. Sally might be the diversion Adam needs to stop thinking about his ex-partners. Leaks from Young and the Restless suggest a Shaddam reunion. However, the authors might test these two as a relationship if they click with Adam and Sally Spectra. For a time, however, Adam Newman and Sally Spectra could bring some heat to Genoa City on Young and the Restless. The newest couple in town are Ashland Locke, Richard Berge, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel. However, their relationship feels more romantic than hot because of their age gap and his disease. With Saddam, it wouldn't be the case. Ali and Salad are other names that have been floated. However, it makes sense to choose Saddam because his other couple names, Chatham and Shaddam, are all variations of this. Fans will therefore have to choose what they want from them if they spark. Melissa Claire Egan's character, Chelsea Newman, recently attempted to renew her romance with Adam. On Young and the Restless, however, he swiftly silenced her. He refuses to risk another chance with the phony. Sally on Bly and R is Adam Newman's type though. He enjoys tough ladies who don't mind bending the facts if necessary. Adam and Sally Spectra together might cause a significant upheaval on Young and the Restless. In both the bedroom and the boardroom, they might be a formidable presence. And Phyllis would go insane about it. Additionally, it would irritate Jack. Unfortunately, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, who just developed a rapport with Adam, might also find it annoying. Nick, however, might decide that it's preferable to his brother and Sharon. Sharon might react negatively if Adam started dating someone else. Adam has expressed his desire for Sharon to return to his life since he misses her. Sharon, however, rejected his advances. She professes to be content and is still married to Roselle's, Jordi Villasusto. Sharon, though, is unable to conceal her intense love for Adam. She looks at him longingly and clearly appreciates his company. The writers of Young and the Restless can exploit a potential romance between Adam and the redhead to help Sharon come to terms with her love for her former partner. Keeping an eye on the CBS Sudzer to see whether Sally Spectra and Adam Newman become closer. They might have a genuine chance at love, or it could be an attempt to get Sharon to approach him. We'll have to keep an eye on Bly and R to see what transpires. A good love triangle is always remembered on the Young and the Restless, and Genoa City is humming once again as Adam Newman and Sally Spectra rekindle a romance that many viewers thought had died. Their chemistry has always been erratic, seductive, and hazardous. However, the consequences could be much more complicated this time, because Sharon Newman, Adam's lifelong confidant and emotional support system, sits in the background, observing from a respectful emotional distance. The question that looms over the fanbase as Adam and Sally get closer is straightforward but explosive. Will Sharon ultimately become angry? Although love turbulence has been the lifeblood of Genoa City for decades, Adam, Sally, and Sharon's emotional collision course is developing into one of the show's most captivating plots in recent memory. Adam and Sally. An intimate bond too potent to end. Sally Spectra and Adam Newman were never supposed to be easy. Vulnerability, ambition, and a shared awareness of their darker tendencies served as the foundation for their relationship. They were two individuals who knew what it was like to be misunderstood, undervalued, and seen as strangers in a city full of refined Abbotts and Newmans. It wasn't your average soap opera romance when they first fell in love. It was uncooked, sloppy, electricity. The spark that viewers felt in them transcended the convenience of the plot. Adam warmed up to Sally. Adam was steadied by Sally. They felt invincible together. However, their romance turned into collateral damage amid a tempest of corporate conflict and heartbreak. Adam took actions he thought would protect Sally when she lost her baby and became emotionally unstable. But these actions ultimately caused their relationship to fall apart. As Nick took over as Sally's emotional support system, he moved aside, and fans watched in dismay as the once powerful pair fell apart. But the spark was still there, even at their distance. There has been an almost explosive level of tension in their latest scenes. Fans lean in closer because of the tension, the sort that implies unresolved matters. The kind that suggests Sally might not want Adam to remain away any longer, and that he might not be able to. Is Sally prepared to take a chance on everything again? Sally Spectra exemplifies resilience. From her time in Los Angeles to her ascent in the fashion industry of Genoa City, she has repeatedly rebuilt herself. But her weakness has always been love. Her relationship with Nick Newman was meant to provide her with security. Security. A chaotic-free future. Despite Nick's best efforts, he was unable to match Adam Newman's magnetic storm. Sally eventually lost interest in Nick. Not because he was bad, but rather because Adam continued to cast a shadow over her. Sally has demonstrated in recent episodes that she is not emotionally, psychologically, or romantically over Adam. Every time Schlo asks, she minimizes it. When Nick is brought up in conversation, she steers clear of the subject. But when Adam enters a room, her gaze lingers. Her defenses erode. Her tone becomes softer. Fans are aware of the warning indicators. Sally is once again succumbing to Adam's attraction, and she isn't resisting this time. Whether the spark between them is still alive is not the question. How long they can keep it a secret from others around them, particularly Sharon, is the question. Is Sharon more than just a friend in Adam's life? Fans must review Sharon's lengthy and complex relationship with Adam Newman in order to comprehend why she would feel angry. In Adam's romantic timeline, their relationship existed before almost all other women. Sharon is aware of his deepest scars and his greatest imperfections. More times than some viewers can count, she has forgiven him. She has rescued him from the brink of despair, both emotionally and in certain situations, literally. They have a special bond. It's grounded, but it's no longer romantic. Sharon has taken on the roles of Adam's unofficial life coach, moral compass, and therapist. She has applauded his advancement. She has made him answerable. She has inspired him to strive for self-improvement. However, something has changed lately. Adam is becoming more and more emotionally dependent on Sharon. But Sally is attracting his amorous energies. Although Sharon has consistently encouraged Adam's happiness, she might not be as aloof as she seems this time. Because Sharon is also aware of the havoc that might result from Adam and Sally working together. Reasons why Sharon could eventually lose her cool. Even during the biggest storms that hit Genoa City, Sharon Newman has perfected the skill of remaining composed. However, rekindling their romance between Adam and Sally might take her somewhere she hasn't been in a long time. Here are some reasons why Sharon might eventually lose it. 1. She is aware of Adam's vulnerability. Sharon has been supporting Adam through emotional upheaval, guilt, and self-doubt for months. She has seen him gradually put himself back together. She doesn't want to witness him disintegrate once more. Furthermore, Sally, a fiery, impetuous, and emotionally erratic Sally, is a risk symbol. Sharon is aware of Adam's intense and dangerous love. The consequences could be disastrous if Sally breaks his heart a second time. 2. Sally highlights Adam's negative aspects. Adam has always been encouraged by Sharon to follow his gut. However, Sally feeds his impulsivity, competitiveness, and ambition. When combined, they are both thrilling and explosive. Sharon might worry about a return to the Adam who, when hurt, burns everything in his path. 3. Sharon might not be as emotionally detached as she claims. Sharon has maintained for years that her relationship with Adam is only platonic. However, devoted viewers are aware of the emotional depth of this connection, which Sharon hardly discusses. Adam is the person she trusts the most in her life. She confides in him. Even when others don't see the good in him, she does. Adam running back to Sally could cause unresolved emotions, whether they be amorous, protective, or just possessive. 4. Sally has always been a wild card in her eyes. Although Sharon respects Sally's perseverance, she is cautious of her snap judgments. Adam has suffered as a result of Sally's decisions. Sharon might believe Sally is unable to provide Adam with the stability he so urgently needs. Sharon might be battling growing annoyance under her composed grin, or envy, or anxiety. Nick Newman. The invisible aspect. Even though he is no longer with Sally, Nick Newman is still in her sphere of influence and in Adam's sights. Nick has consistently expressed disapproval of Adam and Sally's relationship. He feels that Sally arouses Adam's more possessive inclinations, while Adam brings forth Sally's worst fears. Nick won't keep quiet if Adam and Sally start dating again. Together with Sharon's worries, his criticism might forge a unified front against the reunion. Adam has a tendency to run toward anyone the Newmans try to drive him away from, so that alone might bring him even closer to Sally. When the spark becomes a flame, what takes place next? According to spoilers, Adam and Sally's reunion won't be subtle. Anticipate snatched looks, late-night discussions, a confession that comes out at the most inconvenient time, a vulnerable moment that transforms into passion, and Sharon will witness it when it occurs, or learn about it, or feel it. At that point, Sharon Newman might lose her composure. She might approach Adam out of fear rather than jealousy. She might tell Sally to slow down. She may warn them both that old habits will cause old wounds. Furthermore, Sharon might be pushed to the limit in ways she hasn't felt in years if both disregard her. A resurgent love triangle? It's something more profound than the traditional triangle of romance. Adam adores Sally. Sally might still be in love with Adam. Sharon shows Adam affection in ways that go beyond romantic relationships. Adam's future is represented by each lady in a different way. Sally stands for passion, danger, ambition, and fire. Sharon is a representation of growth, forgiveness, healing, and stability. Adam can't have both. Could Sharon and Sally get into a fight? It is nearly unimaginable that Sharon would lose her cool. But with Sally taking over a position that Sharon has discreetly held for years, the likelihood increases. Sharon might be accused of interfering by Sally. Sharon might say that Sally made Adam unstable. It can bring up old hurts. It is possible to cross lines. Additionally, their disagreement may turn emotional, rather than trivial, because both ladies actually care about Adam. Genoa City is paying close attention. Everyone will have an opinion, including Nick, Chloe, and Chelsea. However, Adam's response will be more significant than any of theirs. Will he opt for tranquility or passion? Will he put himself through heartache to give Sally another chance? Will he compromise or save his relationship with Sharon? Adam might follow his heart even if it doesn't make sense, according to spoilers. And Sally might follow him back into the fire despite her reservations. There is one thing that is certain. This plot is far from complete. Sharon refuses to sit quietly. Sally refuses to give up. And divided between two sides of himself, Adam will make choices that rekindle old emotions and spark new rivalries. Fans are aware of the reality as Adam Newman and Sally Spectra's romance flares up once more.